And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. So just a week out now from CMA Fest 2024. Coming up there next week, June 6th to the 9th. We'll be in Nashville, Tennessee, doing a lot of events out there with Nashville Universe and some live remotes and, of course, some things at the Fanfare X inside the Music City Center on the second floor. We got a whole host of interviews scheduled for you guys there, too, coming up next week. That's why this week we're kind of just light interviews there, getting our feel for it again, too, as well. And next week we're going to blow it out of the water, too, with exclusive coverage from CMA Fest 2024. Again, KKTC, True Country 99.9, and our friends at HighTideCountry.net. Pleased to welcome in one of the all-time greats, Grammy Award winner, singer-songwriter. He's done it all, too. And in 30 years, it's hard to believe this song just celebrated or will celebrate its 30th anniversary. Your Love Amazes Me. The great John Berry to the program. John, how you doing?
Good to be with you.
Well, good to have you, brother. Like I said, we'll hang out for a few minutes and talk about this. So we were talking before we went live there, 30-year anniversary for Your Love Amazes Me. And you look back and, it just went by like a blur, didn't it?
Like a blur. Like a Ferrari going down the interstate.
Yeah. Hey, as you look back and celebrate, milestones never come easy. And we always talk about that, too. When you get to celebrate something like this, you worked with a great team on that, too, as well. Amanda Hunt Taylor, Chuck Jones. You guys, and I know you've said this before, but you guys felt like y'all had something special with this tune when it came out and went to #1, and it really turned your career upside down in a good way.
Yeah, it's one of those special songs that I don't think the fact that I sang it had much to do with it at all. I think anybody would have had a hit song with it. It's such a great piece of music. I know there's a lot of people who probably passed on the song and kicked themselves in the rear for not recording it, and it's just one of those special songs that Kenny Rogers once said, the best love songs are when the song says what a man wants to say and a woman hears what she wants to hear. And that's what that song does, man. It's a special piece of music.
Oh, no doubt about it, too. And you guys, I always tell people, if y'all haven't checked out the music video, too, you can always look at that on your selective streaming outlets out there, too. And just what a great career milestone that is, too, for you guys. Also, I know another thing you guys are doing there the week of CMA Fest, Country for a Cause, coming up June the 5th, too, which really kind of kicks off. I mean, really Monday kicks off the entire week, but Wednesday gets into the thick of it before all the stuff at the stages and the Fanfare X. Talk about that event, too, as well. And just another great event for Country for a Cause.
Yeah, I think it's the third year I've done it for them. I've been a part of it. Usually do it a year, skip a year, do it a year, skip a year kind of thing. So I think this is the third time I've been a part of it. It's a great event. The Children's Hospital over at Vanderbilt benefits from this, and Cancer Center there for children, and that's a great thing. And that's a lot of research goes on that other hospitals around the country benefit from that research, and so it's a great deal. The folks that come to buy tickets, that money goes to help the cause. They have silent auction items that help the cause. Even though it's sold out, people can still make donations. So you can go to the website, Country for a Cause, and you can make a donation. So.
This ride's been cool. I saw you at CRS. It's always good to see you in person there, too. We were there inside the Omni Hotel up there on the second floor of the media room, too. And, we talked about this ride for you, kind of, being back on it. You fought through, man, tough health scare there, too, no doubt. And glad to see you kind of back on your feet, out playing shows again. Walk us through, and maybe some of the listeners don't know in the markets we played out there, but the ride it takes and the word perseverance to go through something like that, with a health scare and then come back and really put yourself back in the swing of things out there as a country singer after being successful, having all those great hits and all those great songs. What's that ride been like for you from really facing adversity now to coming back to kind of the limelight?
Well, it's a blessing. There's no doubt. Those of your listeners who are not aware, I had went through throat cancer 5 years ago. I had tumors in both of my tonsils. Had the tumors removed and had 35 radiation treatments from here to here, right in the throat area. And I had 8 chemotherapy treatments. And chemotherapy was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. And and after chemotherapy once a week, and then five 5 days a week of radiation. If there was anything left after the chemotherapy, the radiation got it. I mean, it was pretty tough. And but to be able to, I just have to give God the glory for preserving my voice and allowing me to continue to sing. And that's just an absolute blessing. And just with a grateful heart, I went in and recorded an album a couple of years ago called "Find My Joy," which is the title track. The song by Steve Dorff talks about finding your joy, and it's tough to find your joy in life if you're basing your happiness and finding your joy in your everyday circumstances, because everyday circumstances can suck. I mean, somebody found out today they lost a child. Somebody found out today they got cancer. Somebody found out today that they're not going to live another year. Somebody lost their job. Somebody lost their house. Someone's relationship's in trouble. Circumstances are tough. But for me, I serve a risen Savior who I find my joy and happiness in Him, and my circumstances are what they are, and so I just find my joy in Christ. And so, but with a very grateful heart, I cut this album. It's 5 old classic church hymns, six old classic church. Anybody who grown up in church will know all 6 of them, and most people, even if you didn't growing up going to church, you'll know most of them. And then there's 4 new songs of faith, including the title track, Find My Joy. And it was recorded with a small band and a 45-piece string orchestra, which is just crazy beautiful. And one song, a song called Something Bigger Than Me, we recorded with the Utah Symphony Orchestra. And it was just over the top beautiful. So I'm really, really proud of that piece of work. So.
No, and you should be too, John, because I love to Find My Joy. This is the title of that too. And what a great song, like Great Is Thy Faithfulness, to really lead off the record and set the tone for the rest of those songs. And really just to have the joy, because it's tough to find it every single day of this thing called life, no doubt about it.
Yeah, because, life is a gift, and we need to use it and live it and make the most of it. And I know no better way than to walk the path that's been given to me. So.
No doubt about it, too, as well. We got to take a time out. A few more segments to go with John Berry out there again, celebrating that 30 years of Your Love Amazes Me. And, of course, you can check it out there, too, as well, in the markets and the music video across all the platforms. And, again, Country for a Cause will be during CMA Fest coming up next week on June the 5th. We'll be there thanks to these sponsors. Coming back, more with John Berry on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail Pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, big show coming up this Saturday night, Fredericksburg, Texas. They call it Wine Country out there, June the 1st. It'll be Wade Hayes, the State Line Band, and Mo Bandy out there, too, as well. The Crockett House Beer Garden. Doors at 6:30. Show begins at 7:30. And check out our partners out there, FullCircleMomentsLLC.com for ticket information. They offer that unique entertainment experience for music lovers by providing live music entertainment, fostering that faith, family, friends, and fun out there, too. Appreciate them chiming in and being a sponsor for CMA Fest coming up next week. Back here with John Berry. John, I tell you, one of my favorite songs that I love listening to, and this was so many of them that you put out to, besides Your Love Amazes Me, was She's Taking a Shine. Walk me through, who may not know, maybe you know, especially on the country radio, we're out there in New Mexico and Colorado, but a lot of them know that you work with a lot of great songwriters back during that time, too, and that song just really had a good ring to it.
Yeah, it really does. And I don't typically do a lot of up tempos, but that one just really grabbed my ear when I first heard it. Greg Barnhill is one of the writers on that song, and he is the guy who sang all the male harmony parts on my first album with Capitol Records. So it was fun to get one of his songs that he had helped pen as a single on my next record, and then have it be a nice hit for me. That's terrific.
Give me a little bit of, I think the industry is definitely healthy right now, too. You see a slew of artists out there kind of doing their thing and putting out their own music, too. And it just so many being successful. And it's so saturated in a good way with, I think, both male and female artists, John, up-and-comers. I think this is a good time to be an artist if you're in it for the right reasons and, of course, to get your music out there to fans.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I mean, there are artists out there, of course, a lot of you got a lot of Texas fellas and girls that are putting their own music out there and not even using major labels. They're using all of the social media platforms and getting their music out there, getting it heard, and becoming internet stars and out there touring on that. And that's what it's all about. It's not that you got to have some big machine. You just got to have that ability to make use of the tools that are given to you and that are available to everybody. And it's really leveled the playing field. It's got to be smart and know how to use those things. And social media is one thing this old man don't quite get.
I'm still learning. I'm in my 40s too, but listening to you for that 30 years too. I look back, I'm like, I still don't get it either. I'm still having trouble with it.
I'm trying, Mama. I'm trying to figure it out.
No doubt. We're trying to get better at it. No doubt. Hey, take us back to 95 a little bit too. Looking back, Standing on the Edge of Goodbye. Another song that was presented to you too as well. Excellent writing, great lyrics, and a great message.
Well, I wrote that with Stuart Harris. I actually had the chorus for about a year and a half. I was talking to a buddy of mine and I on the phone, and I could tell by the tone of his voice he had something really serious he needed to talk about. So I drove over to his house about an hour away, and we talked for a little bit there in the living room, and then we decided to go for a walk around the neighborhood. And as we talked, our conversation turned a bit more serious. He said, John, he said, I feel like my wife is standing on the edge of the driveway looking for somewhere else to go. And that line, standing on the edge of the driveway, standing on the edge. It just stuck with me, man. I couldn't let that go. And I ended up writing that chorus. I can't eat, I can't breathe. Sometimes I find it hard to sleep, And I had that chorus, and I was on tour with Reba McEntire. And every day at sound check, the crew guys and Reba's crew would say, hey, play that Standing on the Edge thing. So we play through the chorus over and over, and for sound check. And then I was talking to Chuck Howard, who produced my first couple albums, and I played it for him. He said, man, that's fabulous. That's a hit song. That's a hit song. I said, well, I'm not finished with it. I said, I got a block. I can't seem to finish it. He said, Stuart Harris, you need to call Stuart Harris. And matter of fact, he called Stuart Harris right there. Stuart wrote No One Else on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
For Winona. Oh, yeah, man. Jam. What a jam. And I got together with Stuart, and an hour and a half later, we were done. And it ended up being my second #1 record.
I loved, and so many great songs. We just go through some of the catalog. Another one, I'm sure your favorites had to be 2000 when this came out, Change My Mind, which was another just fun song to sing. And I know the story behind that one's got to be just as good as the other ones.
Well, it's a great piece of music. And I tell you, the most interesting thing about that song was the video. The video to Change My Mind. I hate doing videos. I don't know how many times the director says, all right, let's shoot that again. Let's shoot that again. Same scene, exactly the same. A million times. Drives me nuts. And so I could never be in movies. So what I figured out was, and I figured it out on the change, on She's Taking, what was it, She's Taking a Shine? Yeah, She's Taking a Shine video. I figured out the best thing to do is have friends in the video. The band members. So in Change My Mind, the scene is set up that we are counselors at a horseback riding day camp for kids, and so me and my wife, Rob, my love interest in the video is my wife Robin, and then all the band members and their significant others are camp counselors, and so we had a blast. Even my kids, my daughters riding one of the horses in the video, and so we that's when I figured out that's how to shoot video. It keeps it fun. It keeps it light. Keeps you from getting a big head thinking you're some kind of star because they're all shooting a video about you. Who cares? So it's just dad, so, but it's a lot of fun. And so I did the same thing on She's Taking a Shine video. That's our band and crew and bus drivers. And so it just makes it a lot of fun.
How much fun was Kiss Me in the Car?
Oh, yeah, there you go. We shot that in Texas, actually. I don't remember where in Texas. Out in the country somewhere. Somebody's barn. Somebody loaned us a cool car. And we shot that out in Texas. And it was a 2-day shoot for some reason. But it was a good time. And then the B-roll scenes, I don't know the people that are in it. I wasn't there. I wasn't at that. So, but it was still a lot of fun to shoot.
One of my favorite songs, no doubt, too, as well. And I know we'll come back and put the final segment on the show here, too. Again, the Backstage Pass will be at CMA Fest coming up next week. Coming up June 6th to 9th inside the Fanfare X Music City Center on the second floor. A slew of artist interviews already booked out there, too. Probably running to John Barry out there, too.
I hope
one of the things with Nashville Universe will be there on the 6th at Whiskey Bit from 6 to 9 with Nashville Universe. And, of course, the weekend there having a good time. Backstage at the Grand Ole Opry for Sunday Morning Country coming up there on June the 9th. With our host Brenda Lee and a whole lot more out there too. You'll be there too for that one. Sunday Morning Country.
I'm singing at that.
You're singing at that, so we'll be backstage. So you'll be sitting down with me, myself and my co-host and my team. It'll be good to see you there too in person, right there by the great Brenda Lee and of course Jonathan Bond and Barbara Fairchild, the Isaacs and Mackenzie Phipps and a whole lot more too. William Lee Golden and the Goldens. Check it out there. Tickets, I'm sure at the Opry box office there. And first time we'll be going backstage at the Opry. Doing some great interviews there, and John will look forward to sitting down with you and really hosting that event out there too, as well as a huge amount of media that's going to be covering that too at the same time. A quick word from the sponsors that made it possible. More with Grammy Award winner John Barry here on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail Pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with John Barry on the show, final segment here too. And of course, tomorrow we'll have Struggle Jennings drop by too, talk about his upcoming album El Camino here on the show. And next week, take off a couple shows Monday, and we take off to Nashville for Tuesday next week, and they get ready for CMA Fest 2024 back here with John Barry on the program. I love your rendition of any Christmas thing that you touched, whether it was, like I said, a Christmas classic or something you wrote. But, man, one of the best renditions of Oh Holy Night had to be fun to cut, right?
Man, I recorded that song on June 8th of 1994. And I remember that specifically because on June 10th of 1994, I played House of Blues in L.A. And I remember that specifically because on May 10th of 1994, I had brain surgery, which I don't recommend unless you really need it. And I really needed it. And so less than 30 days later, I'm in the studio recording this beautiful song. And we captured something that day that you can't make up. It was real emotional to be there. If any of your listeners have had a major surgery like that, you know what I'm talking about. It's real emotional. Things that you're kind of hypersensitive emotionally. And so to be in the studio recording that song was just pretty intense. And to me, the art of recording is how much emotion can you create around a song and capture it and turn it into digital information and play it on a CD somewhere in Texas 20 years later and still feel it. Like the opposite of what we did. How much fun was Garth having when they cut Friends in Low Places? You can feel it. You know what I mean? And that night we captured something really emotional when we cut "Oh Holy Night." And matter of fact, Connie Ellisor played violin on the record, and her violin, world-class violinist, her violin kept going out of tune. And Chuck Howard, our producer, asked her across the headphones. He said, "Connie, what in the world's going on with your instrument?" She said, "Well, matter of factly, I'm sitting in here listening to John sing this song, knowing a month ago we were praying that he would survive, much less ever sing again." And she said, "The tears are falling off my cheek and landing on my violin, making it go out of tune." And we just, you can't make it up. You can't plan it. It's just one of those things that just happens. And people sensed it. And that became the most played Christmas record for a couple of years on country radio. And it kick-started a Christmas tour that we started doing. And this will be our 28th year doing a Christmas tour. And typically it's between 20 and 25 cities every year. And I do not know why I can't get a promoter to bring me to Texas to bring my Christmas tour out there. But I sure would like to before I wrap this thing up. It'd be a lot of fun.
I have to make some phone. So I might have to make some phone calls down here just to get John Barry's Christmas tour to Texas.
It's a lot of fun. We have a great time doing it. And like I said, this will be our 28th year. We open the show with the first half doing hits and whatever new songs we're working on. And then after intermission, we do Christmas. And Christmas is full of just fun-filled, emotion-filled Christmas songs that everybody will know, having grown up listening to so many Christmas songs around the season, and we just celebrate the birth of Jesus. It's a great time.
Oh, it really is too, no doubt about it too. All the festive time of the year, time to spend with family out there too, and it's just one of those things you got to love it too, because a lot of people I know start preparing for something like that in July, and getting stuff done, and of course the big sales come on Black Friday to shopping and everything. It just warms my heart to see really a lot of people that prepare early, and it being probably the festive season the most outside of Thanksgiving, which is my favorite holiday to celebrate. We made it 365 days throughout the year, which is good there. All right, let's have a little fun. Any good series you've gotten into lately to binge watch? Anything on television kind of catch your eye?
I'm not much of a real binge or TV watch. My wife knows she's got certain programs that she watches, but I can't really think of anything that other than a new Simpson collection that comes out. I'm not sure.
I like that.
Yeah, Bart, he's an actor.
Any Nashville? He's yes. Any good? I'm up to add some restaurants for my list. I'll be there 5 or 6 days next week there. So, any good place you've tried lately? Nashville restaurants?
You gotta go to Urban Grub. Urban Grub is awesome. Yeah, hey, get your credit card paid off first, but it's really a little pricey. But oh my gosh, is it good food? Kaylin, any other good restaurants in Nashville for Fanfare Week? What is it? Sambuca's? Yeah, Biscuit Love is a great one. My son, he plays downtown a lot. And Sambuca is a great restaurant as well. So a couple of good ones there.
A couple of good ones there. I like that too.
What's the best Nashville hot chicken? Hertz hot chicken? Hertz hot chicken.
Hertz. All right. Well, I did the Hattie B's when I was there back at CRS. So Hattie B's was pretty good, and now I got to try Hertz, and then what's the other one? The OG Prince's hot chicken, where they say it's worth a shot. Some good stuff out there. Hey, good to see you guys back out there doing your thing. We encourage everybody, johnbarry.com, and of course, get ready for the Country for a Cause event coming up next week, June 5th. I'll see you at the Opry on June the 9th for Sunday Morning Country, the 42nd annual, hosted by Brenda Lee. And, of course, out there, too, as well, all the tour dates and everything, merchandise at johnbarry.com. John, appreciate you always showing us love here on the program. We'll see you there next week live at the Opry and during CMA Fest a week. Have a great week. And, my friend, take care. God bless, and we'll see you soon.
I look forward to seeing y'all. Keep an eye out for my God and Country tour. We're getting some artists together. Maybe go do us a little run of shows called For God and Country.
Look forward to that too. The great John Barry here on the program tomorrow. Struggle Jennings will be with us too to talk about his new album El Camino, and of course thanks to sponsors out there too, HighTideCountry.net, KKTC True Country 99.9, and our friends powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com. We'll see you soon. Take care. See you tomorrow.
See ya.